2 months until the World Cup. Is Chris Wondolowski going to be on the plane to Brazil? Hey everyone, Greg Lalas from MLSsoccer.com here. We're about 2 months away from the start of the World Cup in Brazil, and everyone is beginning to predict who U.S. manager Jurgen Klinsmann will call on to represent the United States. Will San Jose Earthquakes forward Chris Wondolowski be one of those players? That's the question we're asking and answering on this episode of Brazil Bound. At this point, we all know that some players are locks for the U.S. roster. Like this guy, and of course this guy. Others, however, are still on the fringe and doing whatever they can to impress Klinsy. For example, Wondolowski. Wondo, of course, is the most prolific scorer in MLS over the past 5 years. 75 goals in 123 league appearances since the start of the 2010 season. And yet, we all know that Wondo is going to be one of the most discussed players as Klinsmann makes his roster. To get us going, it's impossible not to take note of Wondo's recent success with the US. He has 9 goals in his last 10 caps. That includes 3 goals in 2 friendlies this year. Offhand, I can't think of anyone in US history on that kind of a run heading into the World Cup. But for many, that's not enough. They say he only scores against smaller nations or in friendlies, and they remember a few glaring missed sitters. We all do. But look, it only means he needs to be at the top of his game in MLS if he's going to make the cut. Let's take a look. In 4 matches this season, Wondo has 3 goals, a pretty typical Wondo strike rate in recent years. But his accuracy is up. 57.1% of his shots are on frame this year. This is important because you don't get a lot of chances in the World Cup. And when you do, you better hit the target. What I like most about Wondo is how and where he's getting his goals. All 3 of his goals this year have been scrappy, enterprising finishes in close to the goal. Look at where all of his shots have come from, and look at where the goals have come from. This is something the U.S. will need in Brazil because, frankly, Jozy Altidore isn't getting the job done right now at Sunderland. Can he do it in Brazil? That's a big question. In short, it's hard for me to imagine a clinical finisher like Wondo not being part of Klinsmann's 23. Will he be a starter? Probably not. But if the U.S. team finds itself needing a goal against Portugal or Germany with 20 minutes to go, I can't think of a better person to throw on there than Wondo and hope for the best. So that's my take. Do you think Wondo should be on the U.S. roster for the World Cup? If not him, then who? Leave a comment below or hit me up on Twitter @Gagens.